Hi, Michael here. In this two-part video, I'm going to share with you 10 techniques which will help you get a 9 in your GCSE Maths. Currently, I work in technology, leading a team of people who create software for scientists. But I have been a maths tutor. These techniques are based on my own experience taking exams, going all the way back to my GCSEs. I have sat lots of exams, for my degree, for my master's. Even to get the role that I'm currently in, I had to sit a test for 3 hours last year. But hopefully, with what I'm about to share with you, getting the grade you want will be a bit easier. This is a two-part video, so please subscribe so that you will get notified when the next part comes out. Let's get to the first technique. My first tip is to challenge yourself when revising. The main way you can challenge yourself is to do hard questions. There's no getting away with it. As someone who's going to get a grade 9, you need to be able to do at least some of the hardest questions on the paper. The hardest questions on the paper are generally towards the end. In textbooks where there are questions about a topic, do the ones near the end of the question section, because these will be the hardest. For topics that you find easy, try and do the past paper questions quickly. A good rule is to aim for 1 minute per mark, so try and do it in less. Try and complete a 2-mark question in less than 2 minutes. Why are you doing all of this? Well, if you can reduce the amount of time you can spend on easy questions, then you will have more time for difficult questions, which in turn gives you a better chance of getting them right. Also, if you have worked on difficult questions, then you're going to walk into that exam with a lot of confidence. The second tip out of 5 would be to mix it up. Work on different subjects within maths during a session in them, for example like a morning. Academic research shows that this helps us with remembering. Plus, the more subjects you cover, the more likely you will cover something that will come up in the exam and that you will be able to answer the question on. The third tip is, I would definitely recommend visiting, if not spending, a fair amount of time on the exam board website. Sometimes the website contains a lot of material on different subjects which is hard to find, so it's best to use the Google search rather than going to the site and searching for it. What I would put in the search box would be something like exam board plus GCSE Maths plus the thing you're looking for plus the year. So for example, Edexcel GCSE Maths Specification 2022 or Edexcel GCSE Maths Advanced Information 2022. The things we want to focus on are the advanced information, which is basically a hint towards what's coming up in the exam. We didn't used to get this, but because of COVID, they decided to give you this hint. So goes without saying, know this stuff really well. The specification, which basically covers all the subjects on the exam and what in those subjects you need to know and be able to demonstrate. So definitely spend some time reading about it and understanding. There are past papers which you can download, but however, some of the more recent ones won't be available because you need a login for them. There are past paper answers. Here what I would do is attempt the past papers and then look at how the ideal answers are structured. Is there anything that your answer has missed? If so, make sure you know what it is and next time include it in your answer. The fourth tip is to be really clear on what the exam questions mean. You want to give the examiners as close to the ideal answer as possible. Therefore, you should know what the command words like find, show, prove, give mean exactly. A full list of command words for your board can be found on the exam board website as well. So search for something like Edexcel GCSE Maths command words and you should get a list of them or a document with a list of them. So check that out. My final tip for this video is it's easy to feel overwhelmed, to think you have a mountain to climb with your revision and GCSEs. And it's hard. Believe me, I've been there. Even now, I have large projects that last ages, and I still feel sometimes it will never end. If you imagine you are climbing a real mountain and you spend all your time staring at the top or the summit, then you will never actually get there. So what should you do? Try and break it down. Focus on taking the steps in front of you. Don't worry about all the topics in GCSE Maths, just revise one for now. Do one exam question. Set a timer, do some revision for 10 minutes. Do the Pomodoro technique, which says focus for 25 minutes on your task and nothing else, and then take a rest for 5. In a word, Other words, just get moving. Sometimes the only way you can feel better about things like this is by taking steps towards the goal, taking action. This brings us to the end of this first video. In my next video, we will focus on 5 techniques for exam day which will help you get a 9. Please subscribe so you will get notified when I put out that video. And in the meantime, good luck with your revision.